A very good evening to all of you, my dear students. I am Manisha Das on behalf of A-Tuition family. Welcome you all to today's class. Let me remind you that our A-Tuition family is providing quality education for your better tomorrow. So don't forget to be a part of our family. Okay. So this is the class for class 8 students. This is the part 3 of our lesson, microorganisms, friend and foe. Let me recall you very soon that in the previous parts we have discussed about friendly microorganisms. Those were very helpful to us, and after that we have discussed about the harmful microorganisms. Those were our enemies, so we have to keep away from them. And in this part we are going to discuss the ways to preserve food. What is the importance of preserving food? As we have already discussed that these microorganisms spoil our food, but we need food to get stored for many long time. So today I will be discussing about what are the different methods by which we can prevent our food from getting spoiled by this microorganism. So are you ready? Let's move ahead to today's class. So what are the points to discuss? Recap of the previous class. We have done that. Now food preservation. So we will be studying how we can preserve food and nitrogen fixation and nitrogen cycle, about which we are going to discuss in lot of details in the later part. Can you look in the picture? The pickles, right? They are the pickles, and pickles are stored for many years. So why they are not getting spoiled by this microorganism? The reason is here. We are going to study. Yes. Moving to the next slide. Food preservation. See, chemical method is one of the method. We add salt or acid preservatives to pickles to prevent the attack of microbes. Let me give one example. If you are putting raw mango, okay, if we are putting raw mango for 2 to 3 days, what will happen? After some days it will turn black and it will get spoiled. But the same mango, from the same mango we are making pickles which can be stored for many years, 2 to 3 years, right? Why it is so? Because we add salt or acid preservatives to the pickle, so it can be away from the attack of microbes, right? Next one is sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfate. They are also the chemicals which are acting as preservatives. These are also used in the jams and squashes to check their spoilage. Jams and squashes made from fruits, right? And they are added with sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfate so that it will prevent the attack of microbes and they will not get spoiled. Clear? Yes. Now moving to the next, preservation by common salt. These are the examples. See, if you will keep the fresh fish in the outer medium for so many times, the fish will get spoiled. Like it is in the diagram, it is spoiled fish. But if the same fish will be coated with dry salt and it will be dried in the sunlight, and you will see that it is sold in the market as dry fish. In the same way, amlas were dried and coated with salt to keep them for many years. So meat and fish are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. Salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes and tamarind. You may have seen in our India, we used to dry the raw mangoes and we used to coat them with salt, which is called as salting, and we keep them for future use, right? Yeah. So salting is the process in which salt is added to certain food materials to preserve them for the future use, right? Now moving to the next, preservation by sugar. The main example is squash and jams. Jams and jellies and squashes are preserved by sugar. Why? Why sugar is used? Because sugar reduces the moisture content, which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil food. We have already discussed that where the microorganisms grow, where moisture is there, but sugar will reduce the moisture amount and it will, yes, it will prevent the growth of bacteria or certain microorganisms, right? Yes. Now next is preservation by oil and vinegar. The very common example is the pickles. We use oil and vinegar to prevent spoilage of pickles because bacteria cannot live in such an environment. So we use oil. You may have seen that in the pickles we use a lot of oil, right? We use a lot of oil and vinegar so that it can be stored for many years. Like that, vegetables, fruit, fish and meat are also preserved by this method. Now see, heat and cold method. we used to boil our milk so that it will not get spoiled. Like the same way we keep our vegetables and fruit inside the refrigerator. Why? We'll be studying now. See, boiling milk before it is stored or used, boiling kills many organisms, right? If we'll boil the milk, if there is certain microorganisms, they will get killed. In the same way, if we keep our food in the refrigerator is very cool, right? Inside the refrigerator, the temperature is very low, which will stop the growth of microorganisms, right? Yes. Now see, what is pasteurization? Have you heard about pasteurized milk? What is it? See, the milk is heated at a very high temperature and suddenly it will get cooled. Suddenly it will be cooled or chilled and it will be stored. The milk is heated about 70-100 Celsius for 50 to 30 seconds. Then suddenly it will be chilled. By doing so, there will be no growth of microbes. This process is called as pasteurization, which is discovered by Louis Pasteur. And the pasteurized milk, there is no need to boil. We can consume them without boiling because it is free from microbes. Now see, storage and packing. Have you seen this kind of packing in the supermarkets, malls and different vegetable shops or different grocery shops, right? Why they need to be packed in airtight seals or airtight container? So that the air will not enter, the moisture will not enter the food material and it will not get spoiled by the microorganisms, right? Dry fruits and even vegetables are sold in sealed airtight container to prevent the attack of microbes. Clear? If the air will not enter, the moisture will not enter. So the fruits or the vegetables which we are keeping, that will not get spoiled. Correct? Yeah. Now see, what is nitrogen fixation, my dear kids? These are the pulses, right? These are the pulses and this is the root nodule of a leguminous plant. You already knew that the leguminous plant, in the root nodules, who lives? Yes, Rhizobium bacteria. What does it do? The Rhizobium bacteria lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants such as beans and peas. They help in the fixation of nitrogen. They see, which it has a symbiotic relationship. Let me remind, what is symbiotic relationship? It is a kind of relationship in which both the organisms get benefit. They are involved in the fixation of nitrogen in leguminous plants. So these bacteria, Rhizobium bacteria, help in fixation of nitrogen and they help in the fixation of atmospheric free nitrogen in the form of derivatives, because plant cannot take directly the nitrogen, atmospheric free nitrogen. The nitrogen needs to be converted into its derivatives like nitrites and nitrates. After that only plants can take them, right? See, nitrogen, 78% of our atmosphere is covered by nitrogen, but this nitrogen cannot be taken by the plants. And nitrogen is very important for us because the proteins, chlorophylls, nucleic acid, vitamins, etc., everything is made up of nitrogen. So certain bacteria like Rhizobium bacteria, blue-green algae, they are present in the soil. They fix the nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into compounds of nitrogen, which the tree or the plants will take and utilize them in their food. So what is nitrogen cycle? See, now only we have discussed that nitrogen is present in the atmosphere. The bacteria will fix the nitrogen in the soil. The plants will take the nitrogen in and it will make its food. And if we are eating the same plant, we are getting also nitrogen. After our death or through the waste product, it will get deposited in the soil. Okay. From the soil, again the roots will take and the Rhizobium bacteria will convert them into derivatives. So it is a cyclic process, right? So certain bacteria like blue-green algae present in the soil fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into compounds of nitrogen. Then nitrogen is used for synthesis of plant proteins and other compounds, and animals feed on the plants and they get these proteins and nitrogen compounds. Clear? Yeah. So what is nitrogen cycle? See, look in the diagram. When plants and animals die, bacteria and fungi present in the soil convert into nitrogenous waste, so to be used by plants again. So what happens when the plant or animal will die? What will happen? Certain decomposers are there. They will convert the nitrogenous waste which is in the body into nitrogen compound, which the plant will take again. And certain other bacteria convert some parts of them to nitrogen gas, which goes back to the atmosphere. Some will convert them into compounds of nitrogen and some will convert them into nitrogen gas, which will go directly to the atmosphere. As a result, the same amount of nitrogen is circulated. Okay, no more or no less nitrogen is there. See, compounds of nitrogen in the soil, it is present. So bacteria will make it into gaseous nitrogen, and it will be in the atmospheric nitrogen. In the same way, if the lightning is there, it will fix in the soil directly, and if nitrogen fixing bacteria convert them into derivatives, and what will happen? The bacteria in turn fix nitrogen. In the same way, if from the soil the plant is taking, animal also eating the plant, and it will remove the waste, and it will again come back to the soil. So in the same way, it is cyclic process. See, in the atmosphere nitrogen is present, from where the bacteria will take up and they will make the derivatives. The plant will take the derivatives and make its food, and the same food will be eaten by the animals, and the animals will remove the waste. From the waste, it will get deposited in the soil. In the same way, it will be circulated in our atmosphere. Now see, you can't have a better tomorrow if you are still thinking about yesterday. It means what is over, just let it go. जो बीत गया है उसको सोच के हम आज का जो हमारा टाइम है उसको क्यों ख़राब करें. यू कैन नॉट हैव ए बेटर टुमारो. आप उसी के बारे में ही सोचते रहोगे. व्हाट हैज़ हैपेंड, यू विल बी थिंकिंग अबाउट इट एंड यू विल बी टेंस्ड. यू कैन नॉट फोकस ऑन द थिंग व्हाट यू हैव टू डू राइट नाउ. सो जस्ट फॉरगेट व्हाट हैज़ हैपेंड, व्हाट इज़ पास्ट, जस्ट forget it. Now plan for tomorrow and work hard for today. Today you have to work hard to get a bright future or bright tomorrow. So never be disappointed, never be sad for what has happened earlier. What has happened, we cannot change them, right? But we can change today so that we can change the tomorrow, right? So I hope that you have all enjoyed and you all have understood the class very nicely. If you have any doubt, you can post a comment in the comment box. And don't forget to be part of our eTuition family. Have a happy reading. Thank you and goodbye.